Hello, everybody, and welcome to Traffic Paradise Radio. I am Kira, and joining me today is Immy.
Hello.
Hope everyone is having a good week. And I am certainly very excited for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Are you excited, Immy?
I am very excited. I honestly, people can talk all they want about the Middle East, but I really like this circuit. So
The circuit's great, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's the fastest street circuit on the calendar, so it's always going to have a lot of chaos in it.
Yeah, always love me a good street circuit, a good one where you can actually race as opposed to Monaco.
Oh yeah, exactly. Oh my god, don't.
Okay, shall we get into our lovely
Let's get straight into it.
Okay. First of all, we have pole position. And I can say I think yet again we've gone kind of orange, but
as always, it's all orange at the moment.
Yes. Okay. I have gone for Oscar Piastri for pole, and while I'm gonna rep who I want to rep, at the same time, Jeddah is a very, very strong circuit for Oscar. I don't know if it's the only one, but it's the only one I can think of when he's 2-0 to Lando in qualifying already, and that's when, like last year, there were only 4 times when he beat Lando in qualifying, and one of them was Jeddah. And so I feel like he has a very good chance of definitely being up there, and given his qualifying form at circuits where last year he wasn't comfortable, really, I think he definitely has a great chance for pole. What about you, Kira?
That's a great shout. To be honest, I also think that it will be Oscar. Is that who I put? I think I put Oscar.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah. Sorry, guys, can't remember my own prediction. Yeah, I also think Oscar. He's just been on such good form recently, honestly, and we know that the McLaren has basically unmatchable won that pace at the moment. So realistically, it's going to be Oscar Orlando. With the current form of both of them, I'm gonna put my money on Oscar.
Yeah, I think that's a good shout, and it's probably what a lot of other people have said. So let's go ahead and see. And oh, would you look at that? It's all orange, and only Uno has gone for Lando. I feel like this is the most of Oscar we've ever seen on the pole position prediction board.
Well, nobody really began to predict Oscar getting pole until he actually finally got one. So It's very fair that we're jumping on the Oscar bandwagon.
We do have this bad streak of instantly flipping in a direction.
Oh goodness, yeah. Mostly so with Max Verstappen.
Yes. Yeah, but I have some confidence in Oscar, especially just because he's so good around this circuit. And yeah, definitely the McLaren is the car for pole. I don't think Red Bull is going to be as bad as they were last weekend, but I don't think they're going to be where they were in Japan either. So fighting for a pole lap is probably going to be harder. Mercedes will be in the mix, though, I think. Okay, now on to third place on the podium. And I have gone with Max Verstappen. And like I was just saying, I think Red Bull, they might not be in the fight for pole, but they're always going to be there. And I think Bahrain was more of like the worst case scenario for them, because especially along with their bad qualifying performance, they had those sort of horrific pit stop issues, which put Max further back than he could have been.
That was crazy.
That was crazy, yeah. He could have definitely gained more from that race than he did. And I'd imagine they would have brought a new set of lights. I don't think they'll be using
I would hope so. My goodness.
Yeah.
The fact that it happened to both Max and Yuki.
Yeah, and they
couldn't fix it.
A secondary light, and it was also broken.
I have no idea what caused that.
Some sort of technical malfunction when you need to bring the lollipop man back out. But yeah, so I think that probably, I mean, I don't want to jinx anything for them, but that's probably going to be one of the disaster weekends for them this year, like out of everything.
Oh my goodness.
they're supposed to be good at pit stops. That's their thing. They're in and they're out and they're quick, and they weren't. In fact, Ferrari has been the best at pit stops every round this year, and I think
That's crazy. Like, what? When Ferrari's strategy has been turned on its head, they're actually like okay until they're not. But
they have a competent strategy when they don't have a good car.
that's the issue now. They've gone from having a championship winning car and the most terrible strategy to having suddenly great strategy, but the car is not there. So that's just great for Ferrari.
Yeah, it's not amazing for them. But yeah, so I think Max, even if he doesn't qualify well, I think he has the ability in that Red Bull to claw his way to a podium. And I think we'll be seeing him in third place. Kira, who have you gone with?
So, some of you are going to call me delusional. I call it manifestation. So, I have gone for Kimi Antonelli, P3. It's about time this boy got a podium, to be honest. And I have a feeling it's going to happen now. We've never seen Kimi race on a street circuit, I believe.
Does Australia count?
I don't really know if Albert Park is a street circuit. It's kind of like halfway house, really.
It's not really a purpose-built racetrack, is it? So
no, true. But either way,
it does sort of lack the characteristic of a street circuit of having the walls super close, but it is kind of.
But either way, Kimi was decent. Yeah,
he was good in Australia, so that is a good.
Also, Australia, the thing is, Australia really is no benchmark for any kind of ability for anyone, to be honest, because of how much chaos there was.
I think that probably says more of Kimi's ability in the wet than on a street circuit.
Yes, but we've known for a long time that Kimi is good in the wet. Oh, Emmy's just said Kira chooses Antonelli, fork found in kitchen. Yes, okay. I'm getting roasted. I can't believe this. But hey, I have faith, okay? That Mercedes is good for once. Oh, I'm probably jinxing it now. But hey.
Yeah, stop it now. Stop it.
I'll just be quiet. That is my pick, though.
But no, I think that's a good shout. Kimi's qualifying. He was P4 last time, and it's only been up. Though that up does have to end at some point. But theoretically, if we're following the trend, then it's going to be P3 at least.
Woo!
So he's putting himself in the position, right?
Front row when?
We're jinxing him now. Everybody else, this is a very varied page for once. We have a variety of colours.
It's nice to have 4 teams on there for once.
I know. I feel like that doesn't happen very often.
No.
We have Neve and Willow and Tay went with Kimi.
Yeah, Tay and I had a small conversation about how we both went for Kimi Antonelli getting on the podium suddenly, and we were like, okay, we're both pretty delusional, but it's fine.
Emmy says that Suzuka and Jeddah have a similar mix of fast corners and slower ones, so the Red Bull will be fast. I think we definitely can't count them out. I definitely think it's not going to be anything like Bahrain. Like,
I don't really care for Max personally. No. I'm trying not to be biased here, but I don't particularly care for Max. I just really hope that Yuki can keep doing well. Okay, maybe this sounds quite biased now that I think about it, but
two biases in the other direction.
Yeah, we kind of need to see Yuki performing a bit better in that car. Realistically, he's doing very well considering the standard of everyone else who's been in that seat so far. But we need to basically prove that the Bahrain wasn't a fluke.
Well, yeah, exactly. He should be in the points every time, I think.
Yeah.
I think we'll see Red Bull are trying to be aggressive with their upgrades is the sort of narrative right now because they don't want to lose Max. So I think we'll see Yuki on the podium by the end of the year. I think that'll happen.
Yes! Oh, please, that'd be amazing.
He's good in Abu Dhabi, so maybe last round podium, right?
That's very true. He's always been good there. He got P4 in an AlphaTauri, for goodness sake. Like, what on earth?
Yeah, exactly. There we go. You could do P3 in a Red Bull.
Yes.
But yeah, so you and Tay have formed some sort of pact for Kimi.
We're just the Kimi Alliance now.
Neve and Willow have gone with George, so there's a lot of Mercedes in the third position here. Uno and Lacey have gone for Charles, and he should get a podium at some point. He's been fourth in Japan, I think, and fourth in Bahrain, and that, you know, he's so close. The fact that Ferrari have gone from thinking maybe we can win the Drivers' Championship to please can we get a podium is really sad.
Have we even had any Ferrari podiums yet?
No, we haven't.
That is mad.
Apart from the sprint, but it's like it's
That doesn't count.
Yeah, because they set the car up differently and there's less fuel.
Yeah,
but Ferrari have been good at pit stops, so
it's just everything else.
Yeah, and then the lone McLaren predicted for third place is Lee, who has predicted Lando. Okay.
Moving on to P2. Right. Immy, what have you gone for?
I have gone for George Russell for P2. Yeah, there's some Mercedes up there. My reasoning, I've put Lando on P2 the last couple of weekends because that sort of has been where he has been, right? I mean, apart from Bahrain was a bit of a fluke. But Jeddah is notoriously not a great circuit for Lando, so he's actually not on my podium. And so George has been bumped up, shall we say, because the Mercedes has pretty much consistently, no matter the track, been the second fastest car. Apart from maybe Japan. So to me, this means George is always going to be there. And if there is a circuit where a driver like in a McLaren performs to a lesser extent than they could, like, I mean, Bahrain, George managed to hold off Lando. So to me, this is just George will be there to monopolize whenever a McLaren makes a mistake or starts further back than they should.
George Russell is always at the scene of everyone else doing badly. He always just manages to somehow benefit off of other people's faults. And it's quite funny to me.
Yeah. He's very good at that. Which is
though,
where you want to be. Yeah.
Yeah. George has really come into his own, like, especially the start of this season. It's been very obvious that he's definitely improved a lot. I don't know if he's improving with the car or if he's helping the car to improve, you know, but he has had a very solid start. He's finished in the top 5 every race so far. And, you know, he's really showing that he can be a good defender. He can attack people well. You know, he had a great start in Bahrain. Obviously, you know, he eventually sort of lost any kind of lead thanks to his damage. But
start was debatable because I swear he almost locked up into Oscar a little bit.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see.
My heart was actually beating out of my chest.
Like, George and Mercedes had a little bit of a crisis, shall we say, in Bahrain. So I hope that they fix that, because what the hell was that?
Yeah, I think I'll definitely agree with you there. I think George in the past, he sort of had a bit of a reputation of making small mistakes.
Yeah.
That sort of didn't benefit him a ton. But he's definitely come into his own as a team leader. And
yes.
He's always there. That's what's good. Even if, like Emmy says, does nothing podium, the George Russell 63 special. But it's the fact that he's consistently there.
Yeah,
he can benefit from others' mistakes. It's really
he's giving himself the opportunities, and that's the best that he can do realistically. And I think Bahrain particularly really showed that he's able to make the best of a bad situation, because, you know, I'd say a good handful of drivers probably would have crashed and burned in that falling apart Mercedes. I don't know why or what led to that happening, but I don't think everyone could have handled that. But he handled it really well. Masterclass of defense against Lando. That was mad. And it ended up being a really good finish for him. So we can hope. And I may as well clarify that I have also predicted George P2 for this race.
Oh yeah, let's put that up there, because we're just having a conversation now. It's like we're in agreement here. I think George is he is consistent, and that's what's going to help him. And I think, for example, if you think of Leonardo Fornaroli, who won Formula 3 last year, he never won a race, but he was always there. He was always there, and that's how he won. So,
are you saying George Russell Championship?
No, but you can't count him out. You can't count him out.
Consistent P2 and P3 finishes
would
be enough.
Yeah, well, it depends who's P1 though.
Well, yeah, obviously, but
I mean, in a championship like Formula 3, the same person's not P1 very often.
No, exactly, yeah. You're lucky to win a single race in Formula 3.
Yeah. Okay.
God.
Now the rest of the podium, it's 2 teams. They make quite a nice colour combo though, I'd say.
I like that, yeah. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay. So Uno and Lee have gone with us in predicting George in second place. Tay and Neve and Lacey have gone with Lando in second, and Willow has gone with Oscar in second. I think we're playing it pretty safe. We've shied away from Red Bull again after we were like Red Bull of the podium, and then there was no Red Bull.
Thing is, Red Bull keep being very promising in like qualifying, and then being really bad in the race. Apart from Bahrain, where they were also bad in qualifying, but we don't talk about that.
Exactly, where they're just bad. But yeah, I think this is pretty much, if you had a textbook race, one of these two would be P2. That's for certain.
Emmy says that she remembers doing the maths, and technically you could never podium and win the championship. That's crazy that that's possible.
Wow.
I mean, obviously, like, you know, it depends on people winning, and that must mean you have like everybody else on the grid must win except you, to be honest. But that's crazy that you physically is that the fact that it's physically possible is crazy.
Yeah. Well, I feel like lots of things are mathematically possible, but
well, yeah. I mean, the thing is, you know, realistically, it would have been a lot more mathematically possible back when they had the old point system because everything was a lot closer all the time.
Mm.
But also, nowadays, the gaps are quite big.
Cars were more unreliable because nowadays you barely ever see a mechanical DNF.
I know, which is yeah. We don't talk about Alpine last season, but
that's true.
But we can hope that, you know, things are getting more reliable. Although by saying that, having a bit of unreliability can be quite fun. Except when it's your team.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I never love a mechanical DNF, especially when it's a driver you root for, because it's like there's literally nothing anybody could have done. Right? Yeah. I feel like we've had a couple of close calls this year. Lando in China, if his brakes had gone a couple laps earlier, he probably would have had to DNF because the brake pedal was going pretty much to the floor by the end of it. And probably George in Bahrain is the same kettle of fish there, where the car was falling apart, and you can only hold on for so long when your car is.
Well, that was a heart and mouth kind of moment there. Yeah. It was crazy.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, let's move on to who we think our winners are going to be. Immy, you go first, as usual.
Well, as usual, who could have guessed? I've predicted Oscar Piastri.
Whoa!
It's like, we can say, right, look at the track record, 100% pole to win conversions so far. Also, every race so far has been won from pole, still.
That is mad. I didn't realise that.
I know, right? There's lots of stuff that's been happening, but it's lights to flag conversions.
Jesus.
But yeah, so to me, I'm still going with who I predict on pole is who I'm predicting to win. And like I have said, Oscar is amazing around here. 2-0 to Lando in qualifying, 2-0 to Lando in the race. Also won the second sprint and the feature race in his Formula 2 days. So he just knows this circuit and he's good around here. And so if I didn't really have faith in him for places like China. I didn't think he'd put it on pole. I obviously thought he'd convert it once he got there, but so to be in a place where I'd have so much faith in him going into it, I just feel like I have to commit, right? Because he's shown his improvement in circuits where he wasn't as good last year, and so when he's really good, I just need to stop talking because I'm just gushing now.
Okay, enough of me glazing Oscar. We can move on to me also glazing Oscar because I've also put in as my prediction for P1. Again, pole to win conversion, fair enough. Yep, he's been 100% consistent, so you know you can't fault him for that. And it's very, very clear that at the moment, clean air is a massive factor in having a good lead. For some reason, I don't know what it is with this season specifically, but all of the cars just really seem to struggle with dirty air. And obviously that's always been a factor, but it seems to be even more so this year. So yeah, I'm also going with Oscar just because he's been so consistent, and you can't fault him. He's had basically, other than Australia, because we don't talk about Australia, he's generally had a pretty flawless season so far.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think he's just, at this point, he's a safe bet, and I find it really nice to say that. Because you wouldn't have been saying that last year.
You would not have said that last year, my gosh. Especially not 2023, my goodness.
Yeah, good improvement. And
wait, everybody says that Oscar was really inconsistent in his first year. And yes, his results were inconsistent, but he was still a reliable driver. He still got in the points most of the time once McLaren got decent. And how many DNFs does he even have to his name? I don't think any more than 3.
Well, he obviously didn't last year. And then I don't know about 2023, but I know at least one of them was mechanical.
Yes, obviously, yeah. So I think he has no more than 1 or 2 DNFs that are his own fault, if any. I don't know, which is crazy. So
yeah, while we're keeping the glaze going, I think that's sort of the great thing about him is he's never really in these massive racing incidents or
no.
He has 4 penalty points, but things got a little bit rough towards the end of last year.
That was, yeah, to be fair, he did rear end. Who is it? Colapinto, I think.
Colapinto.
To get hit by Max. That was crazy, Abu Dhabi.
I would have rear-ended Colapinto if I got hit by Max. I'll defend that.
Well, we might be seeing that again if Colapinto comes back. Yay. No, then again, not in that Alpine. There's no way that you see the Alpine and the McLaren next to each other.
I've gone. A lot of familiar faces here.
Congratulations to Willow for being unique by picking Lando to win. The rest of us have gone for Oscar. Wow. Again, everyone's believing in the Paul to win and also believing in Oscar's consistency. So realistically, you can't fault him.
Yeah.
So I honestly, I just don't. As long as Oscar can get that pole in qualifying, I think he's got the win again.
I'm gonna be so stressed.
No, honestly, same.
Oh my god, I was so stressed last weekend. It finished while I was pulling into Tesco.
Oh,
I
not Tesco.
With watching qualifying while I'm on the go. I was.
You watched Oscar get pole in a Tesco car park.
Yeah.
Oh, Emmy says no pressure on Oscar then. Well, yeah. It's kind of unfortunate, to be honest, because he will end up having a lot of pressure on him because of his sudden shoot up in performance.
See, this is where the mentality merchant comes in handy.
Come on, Iceman, kick it in. He needs to just keep being way too nonchalant. I think he'll be fine.
Yeah. People keep calling him boring. It's fine because he's winning. I don't care.
He doesn't need Aura. Aura needs him.
God. Yeah, indeed. Okay, we should move on to the wild card.
If he was hot lapping for Big Tesco. Yeah, quote of the day. Well done. Okay, let's move on to our wild card predictions, Immy.
Hopefully these are the more interesting ones.
Oh my god. Okay. You go first, as always.
So this may be an Alpine here, and you'd be thinking, what I'm about to say, these images don't link. Don't blame me. I couldn't find a good image. I'm predicting that somebody from the top 4 teams is going to DNF.
I don't know why you put Alpine there, to be honest.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Yeah, but of all the teams, you picked Alpine.
I was trying to find people who had DNF'd at Jeddah, and you know what? Now it doesn't look like Jeddah anyway.
You could have picked Eddie Crash.
That doesn't look like Jeddah. Okay. I was lazy. Anyway, Alpine wish they were a top team. Let's just go with that. But yeah.
Renault.
See, I mean, Mercedes have been having those sort of reliability issues, so maybe it'll be them.
Excuse me? Do not wish that on my team. My goodness, Immy. My goodness.
Am I wishing it on Red Bull then?
Yeah, but not Yuki. Just Max. Ferrari. We can team up against Ferrari. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Hell yeah. Okay. Awesome.
Okay. And Kira,
So
you have gone with
I have gone for two
not that
or
image.
more DNFs. That, yeah, red flag. To be honest, yeah, sure, whatever.
I mean, technically, it's not even the image I put, and I went back and I changed it for me, but I forgot to change it for you. This is fine.
Well
I'm
done.
professional. I know.
But yeah, I think this week two or more DNFs. Realistically, Jeddah has a lot of tight corners and extremely tight walls because it's got walls the entire way around, which is ridiculous. So realistically, someone's going to bin it. I think two or more people will bin it, so we'll have to see. But you know, that's just something that I can go for. That's not too unlikely.
I mean, yeah, not to sort of talk about the stereotype, but 6 rookies, right? So
6 rookies and Lance Stroll going around Jeddah. Don't quote me on that. I think Lance is cool.
Kira, that's so mean.
It's a common saying. I think Lance is cool.
Okay.
He's been doing really well. I mean, compared to Fernando this year. So
yeah,
what can you say?
Fernando, man.
God, I think he's cooked. I can't lie. Which, fair enough.
Okay. See, look, that's what your image was supposed to be. It's Lance Stroll.
You picked up. Oh, that is Lance. I thought that was a Mercedes. I was going to be so mad at you.
No, I wasn't that mean. Don't worry.
My goodness. Okay, so for Uno has gone for Liam Lawson points, okay? And I have a very funny story about this because Uno said to me, and I quote, "If he doesn't get points, I will giggle. If he does get points, I get a point. It's the win-win. But also he's had 2 races to get to grips with the car. He should be well placed to make the most of it now." Thank you, Uno, for that very insightful opinion.
Uno, who's also supposedly going to be listening to this on his drive.
Hey, Uno, if you're listening. Hey, we're totally not
live because it's like 2 a.m. in Japan right now. I did the time conversion. I was like, are you sure? But definitely.
Hey, Uno, we're not slandering you, I promise.
No, we're just reading your quote word for word.
Yeah.
Your words. So.
Anyway, Tay has gone for being a 4 or longer second pit stop. Which, so you know, considering Bahrain, thank you for putting the Red Bull. Considering Bahrain, that is not too unlikely, but then again, that was just a light issue, so I would assume they fixed that. That'd be crazy if they still had that issue.
To be fair, they also had a wheel issue with Max, second pit.
That's true! That pit crew was not on it.
It was messy.
Yeah.
It's never been that bad. 3 auto pit stops in a row.
Kind of scary, I can't lie.
Yeah.
As for Lee went for Hajar points. Yeah.
That is apparently, according to Lee, her wild card until it happens. So
I don't know what she meant by that because Hajar's already had a couple points this year.
I guess until it happens again.
Maybe, I don't know. That's just Lee being Lee. Lee will do what Lee will do. And then as for Neve, Neve said that there would be at least 1 red flag across the weekend. And I think that's a bit of a cheeky wild card because it's Jeddah. That's going to happen.
Take it now.
Fair enough, honestly. Take your 3 point, but also Jesus Christ, Neve. Lacey, have we mentioned you mentioned Lacey's joining the team, haven't you?
Yes, we did that last time.
Amazing.
And I can tell you that I think Lacey said that Yuki would be top 6. And I've got to go find the screenshot to check now.
Because basically we will have a conversation in our shared development Discord server where we talk about our predictions, and I don't think Lacey got the memo of that, which is fair enough. She is new to the team, and she's been doing a great job.
She couldn't get into Discord, and I've forgotten where it went.
Was it on Twitter that you spoke to her?
Oh, Uno did. I found it now. Yes. Oh, it was above P6, which technically means
P5. P5 or higher. Oh, if he gets P6 now, she's gonna be so mad.
above P6, which I think let's slow down a little bit. You know, we just got P9.
We just got P9.
I don't know, because 2 McLarens, 2 Mercedes, P5, best Red Bull, unless
I doubt
it all comes together.
We'll see. Maybe Lacey's got a scheme going. We shall have to see. Maybe Lacey's planned something.
There's a plan.
She's gonna nuke the Red Bull of Max Verstappen. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll have to see. And as for Willow, Willow predicted album points, which, to be honest, is a little bit of a cheeky one as well, considering he's got points every weekend except one.
I let it slide. I think Willow did say, "Can this be a wild card?" So I let it slide because you know what? He's still in a midfield team, and I think it gets to the point like Yuki had 3-point streaks last year, or he had at least one, right? And then it was kind of abysmal after that. So I don't think we can say which team is going to be scoring every weekend unless they're getting like streaks of 4 or more, right?
Yeah. Realistically, we're gonna have to wait and see how Alex copes with the upcoming tracks.
Yeah, it's like how we stopped doing Kimmy points now.
Yeah.
And didn't even score last weekend.
Oh, he was half a second off. I swear he didn't overtake Ollie Behrman on purpose at some point.
Kira, the Haas double point storyline is so much better. I'm sorry. It's so
Yeah.
much better.
I take that, honestly. I wasn't too salty about it because George kept his P2. I didn't mind it. Mercedes are still way ahead of Red Bull in the constructors. I don't mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, of like 15 years now, so
Yeah, and I'm fake. I follow whichever team my driver's in.
Glory Hunter. No, you're just Oscar Hunter. Realistically, you're gonna be stuck at McLaren for a while, I think.
Well, it's okay. I've decided McLaren have some quite tasteful merch. It's like when I was trying to force a Ferrari at last year, they don't have anything nice.
Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
We've got Adidas. I can't complain about that. The Adidas merch this year is peak. I love it.
Yeah, I sort of like Tommy Hilfiger better.
Fair enough, honestly. I love the Tommy Hilfiger merch. I wear my Tommy Hilfiger merch all the time. But I've also got a new Adidas t-shirt, which is lovely. I think it's really nice, and it's a lot more comfy actually than the Tommy Hilfiger merch.
Okay.
So we take it.
Okay.
And he says, Behrman pit lane to points. How can we hate that? Oh, exactly. No, I was so happy for Ollie. He did so well. I'm obviously a little bit biased because Kimi is my favourite driver, but we gotta remember that Ollie is also probably in my top 3. So, I'm never gonna be mad about him getting points, especially in that car.
Especially Haas.
Well, to be fair, they're now P5 in the championship, so they're really not doing that bad.
If I'm having a team, it's Haas. Like, America, innit?
Rah.
It's my patriotism done.
But anyway, yeah, that is all of our wildcard predictions for this week. Do let us know if you guys have any crazy, wild predictions for this weekend. We are definitely, speak for myself, I don't speak for Immy. I am very much looking forward to the race. I'm
always looking forward to a race.
Yeah, but you're often a lot more stressed than excited in me.
Yeah, just qualifying will be sort of like vomit-inducing, but once I get past that, it's fine.
I'm just really enjoying living in the moment of Mercedes no longer being the 4th fastest car.
That's crazy.
So far, it's been amazing.
This time last year, they had like 30 points or something.
Oh my god.
Dude, when I started watching Japan last year, I looked and Lewis Hamilton was like 10th in the championship, and I was like, isn't this guy supposed to be good?
Emmy says 4 white flags in quali. Wow, okay. I mean, that happened in Brazil.
That's a proper wild card right there. Some of our people need to read up.
We're getting rain and Jeddah, guys. I doubt it.
Yeah, that happened in Brazil. There's not going to be any rain, but also it's a street circuit. So
my goodness, yeah, we shall have to see. With the rookies again, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, let's keep blaming it all on the rookies. And then it'll end up being like signs or something that crashes. Ignore that. Yeah. He's quite crash prone still.
Yeah. Also, another notable thing to mention about Jeddah is it's now been a year since Ollie Behrman's amazing Ferrari debut.
Yeah. I think Ollie is definitely going to be somebody to watch this weekend as well, because he was on pole in F2 before he had to like it's a chore go and take the Ferrari seat.
It's very clear that Ollie knows the circuit well. He's been good. He's been great with street circuits. I mean, he raced Jeddah and Baku last year, both of which were street circuits, and he did really well. He scored points at both. So he's current. I believe unless you count Australia, Ollie's currently got 100% point scoring record. street circuits.
I fear that for record's sake, you kind of have to count Australia, unfortunately. But I will also be with you in delusion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ollie Behrman just has those random niche stats that everyone likes to reel off, and it's quite fun, like the 2 points for 2 teams in 2 races. You know, I love to reel off the random stats that he managed to accomplish.
Yeah, I love that stat.
It's so funny.
Emmy says F1 Academy predictions. Do you have?
Oh, I just root for Dorian now. You know, she's cool. She's great. She's fast. Honestly, I struggled to keep up with F1 Academy in China because of the time difference, and I realistically I kind of had to get some sleep, unfortunately, because it was at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. It's not the best time for us Brits.
I would just be hoping for Nina Gaidman Redemption, I think, because although I also didn't watch it, I'm pretty sure she had a mechanical issue and she DNF'd from pole.
She DNF'd she DNF'd on the last lap from leading, I believe.
Oh, it was the last lap?
Or penultimate lap or something. It was really close to the end.
Oh, that makes it worse.
Yeah, I had a couple of friends who were so devastated about that.
Anyway, I will be tuning in.
Yes, likewise.
This time, yeah. I try to keep up with the feeder series. I stayed up one time for the Formula 2 sprint race in Australia, and that was not it. I can't do it anymore. I'm so happy I did not wake up for the feature, because it didn't happen.
Yeah, oh my goodness. Imagine.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, absolutely. I'll be watching F1 Academy and F2 this weekend. It's going to be great. F2 predictions. I mean, are you watching F2 this year?
I am.
How are you finding it?
I love F2 ever since I watched Oscar's F2 season over the break. I've been so into it.
Yes.
I just love it because it's so hectic. Anyway, I root for the high-tech duo, and I don't know if my green screen will let me do this, but I have kind of. I have both of their F3 cards.
Oh, awesome.
When I bought this pack last summer, I didn't really watch F2 like that, but I have both of their cards.
That's amazing. I've also got Luke on my wall.
Yeah. Oh, I should put them on my wall.
Yeah. Maybe. I have my wall of appreciation of my reps. It's just stuck to my wall in my uni dorm. So I have my lovely pink Antonelli card. Whoa. And then I've got Ollie, Oscar, Yuki, and George. Then I have Luke Browning and Pepe Marti. And I've also got Joe Guan Yu and Logan Sargent for the sake of in memoriam.
Oh, that's so valid.
But this year for F2, I am rooting for Alex Dunn, Pepe Marti, and kind of Luke Browning as well.
But not Dino. I'm heartbroken.
Dino, the thing is, I'm really struggling to pick reps for F2 this year because so many new drivers, and a lot of them are actually decent. So, I liked Dino in F3. He was pretty cool. But then he went to high tech, and I sort of just chose other drivers. I mean, I've always been a big Rodin fan, but I physically cannot make myself support Cordeal. Apologies, guys.
That's so real. That's so valid.
I was devastated when Christian Mansell pulled out.
Oh my god. No, I actually think that sent me into a week-long depression.
Literally! Oh my goodness, I was having the worst time when I found out, and I was just devastated. But from what I've heard, he's doing a bit better. So there's never, you can't rule out a mid-season return, or at least having something to do for next season for him.
Yeah, Cordy's not doing anything special, so.
Well, he managed to get P17 in the same race that Alex Dunn won. Crazy. In the same car. Wow. Christian Mansell. Yes. I agree.
Let's not rule out anything, but I hope he's better.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope Christian's doing well. It would have been nice to see him in the same F2 season as Pepe and Sebastian Montoya because they're all friends, I know. But all I hope for is that he's doing pretty well.
Yeah, exactly, and I'm sure he'll come back.
Thank you for clarifying. Christian Mansell news made me sad for so long. Yeah, fair enough. Larry says, Mansell was the only reason I was going to watch F2. Disappointing, but saves me time. Oh, bless. Yeah, honestly, fair enough. F2 has a big time commitment, actually, and it's often at weird times of the day. I still watch it because I have watched it for years now, but yeah, Mansell was going to be my top choice for this season, which is a bit of a shame, but, you know, Alex is still great, and Pepe is doing really well this season. Goodness.
Yeah, he's on fire.
I mean, he's already got a win, and it took him until Abu Dhabi last year to get a win.
Oh wow! Okay,
he only got one win.
Great! Oh my god! Yeah, I wasn't keeping up with F2 last year as much as I should have. That's for sure. But I think for me, the thing about F2, the racing actually tends to be better because the cars are smaller.
Well, yeah, you haven't got dominant teams.
Exactly. Well, you've got the Mechachrome, but
well, yeah, we don't talk about Victor, but other than that, basically anyone has a chance of winning.
Yeah, and I mean, for me, it's just like, as somebody who gets very stressed, it's less stressful by like a mile. I'm really
less stressful,
but I'm not gonna like have to go on an hour-long walk at 6 a.m. if they spin out into the grass. So it's fine.
Immy, are you okay?
No,
it didn't happen when Oscar went off.
I went for a walk. I went for an hour-long walk
at 6 a.m.
At 6 a.m. in like
Jesus Christ. Okay, wow. No judgment. There's no judgment here. I promise.
Better than sleep, so I think I handled it quite well.
Yeah. I personally slept through that race, thank goodness.
Yeah.
And then I got to Kidney P4, so I was like, oh man, I should have seen that.
I mean,
but Emmy says,
nice
yeah. Emmy says Canberra is reunited in F1 next year, I believe. I really hope so. I think realistically, Pepe Marti has a decent chance of.
Uno was so pessimistic about that when I brought it up
last Uno, I like to believe.
I've never said his name.
That's true, which is a bit worrying, but also, you know, he's suddenly doing well. So you can't rule him out.
If he keeps up this form, you cannot rule him out, and if Liam keeps up his form, then his season is very safe.
Realistically, Liam Lawson, if I had to make a prediction right now, I'd say he probably won't be on the grid next season. But that means that his seat will probably go to either Pepe Marti or Arvid Lindblad. Currently, Lindblad is the better choice, but he's also not performing very well in F2 currently.
See, that's the thing. I think I love to talk about adaptation as a good trait, right? He's having a harder time adapting. That's arguably what Pepe had last year, right? Because he didn't do amazing, but now he is in that place. And so if somebody's the better driver at the time, surely it's better to put Pepe in.
Exactly, and you know, it's even more easy to tell with them because Pepe and Lindblad are in the same car. So they're not being mecha-chromed against each other. They are not having different setups. They are having the same car, same strategy team, if not the same strategy. And realistically, you know, they are very, very easy to compare. It's in the same way that Behrman and Antonelli were last season. Although saying that, then Behrman came into F1 and had a great start, even though he had a horrible F2 season.
Well, I think Prama's just sort of.
Prama's struggling. I mean, they're bottom of the standings in F3, which is crazy.
Yeah.
They are bottom. They have 2 points this season.
I don't know what happened to them because they were so good.
A lot of people have been saying, I don't particularly keep up with the specific drivers in F3, but I do watch the racing. A lot of people have been saying that Prema's F3 lineup are not the best. I can't root for that because, you know, I believe they're all rookies apart from, I think, Niall. But, you know, I can't really make my own opinion on that because I haven't seen enough of them racing.
I think both of our F3 knowledge is a bit lacking.
Yeah, I physically don't have time to keep up with that many drivers. Sorry, guys.
I'm pretty sure 2 of the Premas collided with each other.
That's bad. Oh, ouch.
In the race last time.
Ouch.
I had time to look that, but I didn't know.
All of Prema's big engineers went to the Indy. Oh, that makes sense. Well, they're not doing
good in IndyCar.
They're doing awfully in IndyCar. Don't they have a terrible car? I mean, I'm currently not watching Indy. I was supposed to start watching it this season.
I'm going to be so honest. I watch IndyCar and I cannot understand what's going on. I don't think the coverage is very good. One, and there's lots of like the commentators don't notice an overtake or get cars wrong and get names wrong, and
There's no American David Croft, unfortunately.
yeah, but yeah. So I don't know what's going on in IndyCar, but I know that they are not doing very well.
I know that Callum Ilott has a couple of points. I think Schwartzman, I don't think has any points yet, which is
well, maybe representation of him.
I don't know. I've never seen Schwartzman race.
Well,
actually, have I? No, I have. I watched him in F2.
F2, and Oscar absolutely bodied him. So.
Yeah. Well, because Oscar absolutely bodied everyone, though.
Yeah, well, that
Oscar was just an absolute machine in F3 and F2.
If I ever need a pick me up, it's just let's get that F1 TV subscription back and put on the F2.
Literally, I need to buy F1 TV again.
Yeah, can't do much of it in the UK though. So.
No, which is a real shame. Like Sky Sports, we get it. You've got the rights, but also let people watch it on the actual F1 service. No. Jesus, does it work with a VPN?
Ooh, it could, yeah.
You can try to make it work.
It depends where you VPN to and what you VPN with.
Yes, obviously. VPNs are very hit and miss nowadays. Anyway, that was a bit of a tangent. Apologies, guys.
Level of off topic we've gone.
So yeah, Jeddah. It will be cool. Realistically, it's gonna be a lot of drama. I think it'll probably be fine. It's not gonna be too dramatic.
I think it'll be a pretty decent race.
Yeah, it'll be cool. Bahrain was a great race.
I look forward to F2 at Jeddah, F1 Academy at Jeddah.
Yes.
Jeddah. And I swear to God, I'm going to be so sad when they replace it with that weird Mario Kart circuit.
It's going to be interesting.
22-story turn or whatever the heck. I don't know how they're going to do that. I did read somewhere that apparently it has more runoff than COTA at turn 1 and nobody ever goes all the way to the end. So I don't think cars are going to be flying off.
I hope so. I hope that'd be like a minimum requirement to race on there.
I would be sat there the entire time like, oh my god, what if somehow like somebody collides into somebody, sails over the top of them or something, because my brain really loves to just spin.
They'd probably have to have a very similar setup to Macau with the really high walls.
Yes, I'd imagine. You'd hope.
But either way, we will see that when it happens. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to our episode. Apologies for it being a little bit sort of more messy. We often tend to go off tangent after reading our predictions out, because
aren't they? So
yeah, and realistically, who's going to get points? Probably not many of us, as normal. But we shall see.
Not to be cocky, but my record's been very good. So
I mean, who's actually leading the championship right now?
Oh my god, me by like 4 points.
That's crazy. Where am I?
I can tell you. It's going to take me 1 second. Wait.
Immy's going to find the standings. Larry says, fun, great episode. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. It's been great having you here. Have a great rest of your day or night, wherever you are. And,
okay, here we go. Oh, Kira, you want to know where you are? You're second with
let's go!
And with Lee. It's quite close, apart from me, who's 4 points ahead of everybody. Have I mentioned?
Yeah, you have. How many points have I got?
6.
Okay. 6 in 4 races is bad. Considering I won the championship last year and I am defending the championship and I am not doing very well with that. So we shall have to see how it goes. Ellie says it was fun to tune in. Thanks, gang. Thank you for coming and watching. It was great to have you here. And to everybody else, hope you had fun. And we will see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.